This is a classic example of you thought the style was going to be easy, but then you start making it and you realize. Good morning. Today is the 26th of July and I have my birthday shoot in about 2 weeks. The shoot is going to have 3 different outfits and I plan to make 2 outfits, and then the last one must actually just be t-shirt with jeans, kind of like that, like casual, I'm not trying too hard vibe. But the first outfit is going to be a long, I want to say it's a mixture of between a day dress and an evening wear, because it's inspired by this gown that is by Carolina Herrera, and it's a pastel print chiffon dress that is short in the front, longer on the back, has this like gathered tulle around the hemline. It is halter style or racer, whichever one you want to call it. Basically the arm goes like this into the collar or the neckline, and I think I might either make it a drawstring or gather it on the front, gather it on the back, and then the ribbon ties on the back. We'll see how far the material will stretch. Also, I might need to go and see if I can source more. I only have like 2 meters of the main fabric, I have lining, and then I have like 10 meters of the tulle, because I want the tulle detail to be really full and luscious on the bottom of the dress. The first fabric I'm going to be working with is this pastel print. The light is really washing this fabric out, but it's like a combination of yellow, light blue, white, gray, and green. And I just saw this fabric in Fabricland and I was like, I need to use this for some project in some capacity. The lining, I just got simple plain yellow lining, and then the tulle to pick up from the yellow of the main dress, I just got yellow tulle. I got 10 meters of this because I want the tulle to, like, the effect to really stand out. I'm not just sure if this was the right type of tulle I got, because I got hard tulle. We'll see. I already bought it. So this I'm going to use for the ruffle detail on the hemline. I think I would either make the opening a ribbon or the back, so it's like halter and then you tie it up at the back, or make the back of the dress like really low. I want to wear a bra though, so I think I'll do it like it goes like this down to the bust, same on the back, and then it would be a case of maybe we make a tunnel and then have a ribbon that goes through the front and the back, and then we'll most likely tie the ribbon on the side. I've done a very similar dress to this. I don't remember which year I did it, but I've done something pretty similar. But I think that's where I'm going. That's kind of like the aim. I took my measurement off camera and I'm going to be creating my sewing patterns from scratch. It's going to be a simple A-line gown that fits around the neck and then just flares out from the bust. So it's really free, really roomy. And the plan is to have the front shorter than the back in such a way that I can add the ruffle trim as an additional detail on the dress. I went in to create my sewing patterns, add my seam allowance just to double check that everything looks good and everything would fit me right in terms of the design that I have in mind. Progress report on the pattern so far. I just worked on the front and that's the neckline, and the distance from there to here is like the distance from my shoulder to my bust line, and the dress length is 27 inches on the front. Sorry about that noise, somebody's doing work upstairs. And I've slashed it once like this and I've spread it by 9.5 inches because I want the neckline to be gathered into the tunnel, and then the hem of the front to be a little bit more flowy. This is going to be the length for the front. I think for the back I'll make it a lot longer, but so they connect at this point in a seamless way. I'll show you what the back pattern looks like once I'm done working on that. Okay, I'm done working on the back dress pattern and this is what it looks like. It's the same on, no, I'm wrong. The neckline is just a little bit higher there. The armhole dips in a little bit more because I want eraser back effect. The side seams are the same up until there, and then I have made this wide train at the bottom, as wide as my fabric would allow me, but that is the difference between the front and the back. And then I've added the keyhole detail here so we can attach the ribbon on this end, and that's basically how you get in and out of the dress. But both the back and the front will be cut on a fold, so everything is nice and smooth. Who remembers this fabric from, I think it was George's birthday? I ended up changing my mind to this one because the original fabric that I wanted, which is this pastel yellow and blue, was not going to be enough for the length of the dress I wanted. So I had my intern grab me some more of this. We ended up getting 2.6, so just a little bit over 2.5 meters, and I've checked and it's enough. So this is what we're going to work with. It still combines really well with the lining and with the tulle for the ruffle detail over there, so I think everything is still good. I'm going to link down below any pattern or tutorials that I think you would find helpful if you wanted to recreate this style for yourself. It is basically like a halter style or like a flare style from the neck down to the hem. And with the patterns out of the way, we're going ahead to cut out the main dress as well as the ruffle trim. Now I got 10 meters, but it has a certain width. So the plan is to go in and fold the tulle in such a way that we can cut the tulle in strips. We initially just wanted to cut like 3 sets from this material that we had folded here, but it wasn't going to give me the length that I wanted. So I decided to have 2 different lengths for the tulle, one length that was 9 inches wide and a shorter length that would layer over that is 6 inches wide. So there is some layering effect happening there. With all the pieces out of the way, we started off with the most challenging part of this garment, which is the tulle or the ruffle bit at the bottom. This we joined the long strips along the edges, and after doing that, my amazing intern actually sat on that machine for hours upon hours, just gathering it up using the loosest stitch. I say having the gathering foot would have made this process a lot easier, but I don't have one. I should really invest in one at this point because I think that would have just made this process take less time. So we spent a day or 2 doing this before going ahead to actually work on the other part of the gown. Good morning, it's the following day. Over the last 2 days, like 2.5, we've been able to gather all of the ruffle bits for the hemline of the dress. I have also cut the dress behind me with the help of my assistant. We have the front, the back. I also cut like this piece that was going to be the, will I call it the collar? It's like a ribbon that will go through the tunnel on the front and the back necklines. That is kind of how I would get in and out of the dress. So there will be no buttons, there will be no zip. It will be that ribbon that I can tie at the back. Let me show you what that actually looks like. Here is a closer view of the ribbon. It is, in terms of like width, I would say, I'll put up the dimensions on the screen because I honestly don't remember right now, but I wanted it to be a little bit wide, so when it's tied up on the back, it makes a pretty bow. This we're going to fold, I'll say we'll fold in half like that, stitch it around, finish off the edges, and then we'll pass it through the tunnel on the front and the back neckline. But that's the front, back dress, the lining, everything all cut out. You need to see how much tulle we ended up. That is all the tulle that we've gathered. Oh my god, bless my assistant. The girl was on this machine for like 2 days because I really want the tulle detail to be very full. So we've ended up with 4 layers. 2 layers are 9 inches wide and 2 layers are 7 inches wide. So there'll be some gradation layering happening there, but it's time to put everything together. Oh, let's do this. With the tulle gathered and out of the way, I'm going in here to connect the gown along the side seams. So I put right sides of the fabric facing each other, and I'm actually going to be sewing the front to the back along both sides. So I have a full gown connected along the sides. This I'm going to repeat for the lining pieces as well, because I want to have the gown fully lined so I am covered when I have it on. I'm going to take this to my machine and sew on a 1 centimeter seam allowance, because that's how much seam allowance I included on my pattern. So I'm going to stitch up the side seams for the main dress, the lining, and then connect them together along the neckline and along the arm curve. This is how I'm going to be finishing off those sides of the garment. So I'm going to put right sides together and sew around the back neckline, the front neckline, around the keyhole detail. And once that is done, I'm actually going to turn this thing inside out and give it a nice press to relax all of the stitching, and then fit it on my body just to check that it is looking good so far. Okay, let's check everything real quick. I've just pinned it on the shoulders here because I've not yet put the tunnel and everything. So all of this is going to be a bit gathered, and then the tunnel would be here with the ribbon going through that tunnel on the front and on the back. I'm actually glad I made it short, because remember I was still going to add the ruffle around the hem, and it's actually quite long. It's like a good length because I plan on wearing heels, so I don't want it to kind of like rub on the ground a little bit. So I'm glad I made this long. It's not the kind of dress I'll be wearing to grab groceries or get coffee. It is a dress for a photo shoot and for an event, so just the right amount of drama. So pretty. Okay, so this looks fabulous. So yes, after fitting it on my body, I've gone in here to fold the tunnels along the back and front necklines. I've just folded it inwards by about 1¼ inches. I just realized the mistake I made, that when I did that front neckline, I should have folded the edges in such a way that it allows the fold on the front neckline to bend a lot easier. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be doing this for yourself. Next up, I'm going to be working on the ribbon piece. This I've put right sides facing each other, and I folded it in half, and I'm going to sew it along the raw edge, turn it inside out, give it a nice press, and then pass it through the tunnels that I made on the front and the back neckline. Once that is all in, you can now gather the front neckline so it makes that detail on the front, and it just sits a lot nicer on the body. The final step in this process is attaching the ruffle or tulle detail on the bottom, and we had 4 layers to stitch through. We had 2 layers of 9 inches wide and 2 layers of 6 inches wide. So when I tell you, we literally spent hours doing this because I didn't want to have to do this twice. This is such an unflattering angle, but my face is how I feel. This is a classic example of, you thought this style was going to be easy, but then you start making it and you realize this is the last step though. I just need to sew all of the tulle into the hemline of the dress. I don't even think I'd have been able to make this dress without my assistant helping me, if I'm being very honest. The main work of this dress was all these ruffles and tulle that I added on the hemline, and I think that's what the beauty of the dress is. So I'm going to use whatever energy I have left to just stitch everything in one stitch or one seam, and then we'll try it on one last time to check if everything fits right. Fingers crossed that it does, because I don't want to have to do this seam again. God please, I don't want to do this seam twice, because it would just be hellish to do it twice. The final step is stitching the tulle into the hem of the dress. This took a while, and once that was all done, I gave the dress a press to finish everything up. Good morning. It is the 8th of July today, and it's shoot today. I've already packed up the looks. Well, yeah. So I have packed up 3 looks. One of them is the white gown. What is English hard? I've already packed up all 3 looks I'm going to be shooting today. One is the yellow floral print that you guys have seen me made in this video. I'm going to be shooting with the talented Amanda Akoka. I shot my spring summer campaign with her last year, and her work is just chef's kiss. You know what? I deserve to look good in quality photos. I knew I could have done this photo shoot myself, but I just wanted to treat myself to a really good shoot and end up with pictures that I could not only post on my birthday, but I could also use to update my media kit and my rate card. So I just have a more updated and more recent branding in terms of like images. So I'm going to head up there now. I have everything packed, ready to go. I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee. I'll see you guys at the studio.